Okay, I'm uploading this video because I wanna see what you guys wanna say. In Tarkov, there's PvP mode and PvE mode, but PvE mode hate from the PvP players are excessive. There's a bunch of comments saying then remove PvE. I'll show you guys some comments that people left on my channel. I think we need more proper debate or discussion. What's the reason behind it? Also, if you guys want to comment, you guys can tell us why you don't like PvE. I want to see like a proper reasoning behind it, not just because there are always people saying that because it's PvE, because it's not the real game, because PvP is the real game. I need something more. I'll tell you guys a couple of examples could be a proper reasoning. Number one was splitting the community, which sucks for the PvP players, but I'm pretty sure PvE players don't give a F. It's just kind of interesting situation. And the developers made it. Like, I don't know why people keep saying that the game is intended to be PvP. Oh yeah, Nikita does say that a lot. He wants people to play PvP, but he dropped PvE. I don't know, it's ironic. Another reasoning, I'm guessing, is that the PvP players have less players to play with or less teammates to kill. Understandable reasoning. Is there other reasonings? Oh yeah, actually I remember another one. Somebody saying that the developers are focusing on PvE, hence they have less workforce to work on PvP. I slightly agree on that, but I don't think them not developing PvE will fix the PvP situations. A lot of Tarkov OGs will understand what I'm saying. The PvE existence doesn't matter with PvP optimization or PvP less bugs or better game. Not really. Just wanted to quickly mention that. I don't think they put that much workforce into PvE in the first place. Anyways, do share the opinions in the comments. Thank you. And we got a bunch of comments. It's actually a lot of comment compared to how much views. Let's check out the comments, guys. I'll check out like the most popular comments and some comments which are interesting or new or kind of funny. So I've been getting these kind of comments a lot from the PvE side. They're just mad all the employed people went to PvE and now they are the bad players getting stumped by 10k hour sweats. I've seen just too many of these kind of comments. Yeah, so I'll just move on. I work as a specialty welder 6 days a week, 10-hour days every week. I want a game like Tarkov where I can just sit back and not have to deal with people for an hour before bed, and PvE is perfect for that. I completely agree on that. If PvE was removed, I just not play, which is perfectly understandable. So yeah, most of the comments are just people who is happy about the PvE, sharing about the PvE opinion rather than PvE haters from PvP. One of the reasons why I started playing again is just because PvE. I think this is a simple comment, but has a good point, because removing PvE won't bring more players to PvP. I mean, of course, there's going to be some portion of them coming in, but I doubt there's going to be a big portion. The main pros of PvE for me is that it has no wipes. Yes, that is one of the biggest reasons why people play PvE. I can't grind the game, but I want to finish all the quests and see the ending. But the wipes, which occur relatively frequently, does not allow me that. If PvE gets deleted, almost half of the active player base in Tarkov is gone. As Nikita said, delayed wipe, 50% of the player base is PvE, which could have changed now because PvE has been out for a while, but I kind of doubt it. I think there's a big portion of PvE players. Remove PvE. Okay, now you'll have people either drop the game again or just download the SPT mode. Congratulations, you're back where you started. I think people should definitely check out SPT. Playing it or not is your choice, because maybe some of you guys will be annoyed to actually mod out your game, or it might be a little bit weirded out not using the official game website. So it's your choice, but definitely should check out what it is as much as possible yourself and then play it or not in your choice. Never once did I ever get into a well drawn out gunfight when I played PvP. It was always someone ratting or someone far enough away that there was no time for me to get any bearings before dying. If I was in a squad of 5 players, I didn't play. I lost all my stuff and always got killed as a scav. PvE gives me a time to learn maps and play at more of a chill pace with my friend. The chat PvP players always said get good or go play Apex, and now that people decide to play PvE, they are mad they don't get to rush teammates anymore. That's kind of interesting because I always didn't like meeting up 5-man players while I'm solo, but I guess 5-man players are resultant of rats or dying out of nowhere. PvE chats chose happy life. PvP crybabies, Jesus, are due to attention deficit. Now they have to wait 10 minutes during loading only to die from Harry Potter. Seems like a mental illness for me. Also, I want to thank PvP players for beta testing multiplayer, so now we PvE chats. Okay, I think this guy's going too far. It's kind of funny. I think it's like goofing around a bit, but I don't still think we always die to Harry Potter. But I can at least tell you guys this: there are Harry Potters who doesn't really interact with other players and just loot up your good loot or kill the boss and then dip. So even though you don't directly die to Harry Potters, you will be being affected by Harry Potters in your raid. Your juicy Ledix is getting taken by Harry Potters. Yeah, I'm kind of seeing this a lot. I've even seen a comment saying that now PvP haters are being excessive. I would say like this though: if PvP players didn't really poke around PvE players, I don't think they would have cared. I can almost assure you, because you guys, the PvP players, keep saying that people joke about, oh my god, they have 9-to-5 job, they don't have enough passion to play the game. I have 10 kids. I saw like those kind of memes. It's really weird in my opinion. It could be funny. It could be funny, but they started. That's what I'm trying to say. They started with those kind of stuffs, and I was like, what is this ridiculous meme? Like, I don't know. It was so weird. Yeah, I don't think removing PvE will result in getting more players in PvP. It's too late. It's never gonna happen. Even removing PvE is not gonna happen. It's just for discussion and just for fun. Again, same comment, which doesn't really mean anything. It just says remove PvE. This is effing PvP game. PvE players are noobs. Not really valid. Like, okay, let's see. This is PvP game. No, literally the game devs added PvE game. PvE players are noobs. Well, whatever. Maybe it is, maybe it's not, because I've seen a lot of good players who are playing PvE exclusively who were PvP players. I don't think it's like that. So yeah, no, not much big point. I kind of think I know what he's saying. I think it's annoying as hell when people say I play PvE because of no cheaters. Yeah, okay, it's my fault. You're horrible and just die bad. Well, I gotta say, there are some people who misunderstands the situation and then just straight up go for saying that the enemy who killed me is a cheater. But there are actual cheaters, which I just mentioned earlier, who just cheats like crazy. I bet you know that if you play Tarkov. And also, there are cheaters who just going to loot in the raid and dip. So yeah, this is not completely valid. And most people say I don't have time to do the quest, then proceed to moan about prestige not being available. Well, you have two different person then. There are people who has no time to play quest, and there are a person who grinded PvE for a long time already because it's been out for more than a year. So he needs to understand that there's different PvE players. Remove PvE and arena so that there are more people playing PvP. Yeah, as I already said, I don't think it's gonna happen like that, and maybe BSG won't be funded as much because of removing PvE and gonna have big backlash. People need to get over wipes and then gear fear, and who cares? It's a game. I kind of want to mention to a lot of comments who's saying like this. I mean, if you say who cares, it's a game, I don't know why you're caring too much and commenting about it, but alright. People need to get over wipes and gear fear. Well, yeah, there are a lot of people who are over wipes, who doesn't have gear fear, who plays PvE because it just doesn't wipe. And there's like multiple reasons behind it, but only looking at that side, it seems he is I think they should remove PVE because it divides the communities and also BSG's resources. Even if few resources are spent on PVE, they should still focus 100% on PvP. Well, Leon, sadly, I'm pretty sure they're working on another project, or they're just making more arena, or they're making more videos, or they're making more merchandise. I'm pretty sure they're gonna do that even though they remove PvE. I'm kinda even thinking they have less workforce on PvE than merchandise, or I don't know. I'm not really sure, but yeah, I don't think it's gonna work like that. Focus 100% on PvP. Let's check some other platform. And there's like a whole thread of it. It's kind of interesting to read this part too. Let's do that. So this guy said, like many other have said or will say, the ones crying the loudest are just missing easier plays to kill, who don't typically play the game a lot. The casual gamer is probably playing PvE, so he can get a quest done instead of a location being camped by Sutbex69 and his boyfriend. I mean, yeah, it's a typical answer, but it's a typical comment, but like kind of funnier way. And the thread kind of gets interesting. This guy starts saying, "Why even play Tarkov at that point? You aren't even really playing the game. It's like going into a single player game and turning on cheats." He's already twisting the whole meaning of PvE. He said, it's like going into a single player game, which is right, but he says turning on cheats. What does that even mean? Why does turning on cheats suddenly pops out? I think that's totally wrong point, so let's just ignore that part. I think he's trying to say, what's the point of not fighting the other player? But as I already said earlier multiple times, this game is PvE game. If you remove all the AIs, just try to think opposite way of what he's thinking about it. Remove all the AIs and try to play with only PMCs. Do you guys think it will feel like Tarkov? I think it's gonna be a too big map with people fighting each other very, very rarely. You usually run around, if you're not like Labs W Chad and always looking for PvP. You usually just run around point to point until you get into a fight randomly. And AIs are like the filling points, which usually takes up most of your time. Yeah, you gotta think about that part rather than saying if you play without the players, what's the point of the game? Actually, it has still big portion of the game which you won't be fighting another player, but still playing the game. I hope the guy understands it. I don't know. I haven't seen like really good reasoning from these PvE haters. They always like twist their words, or they're just super angry, or they just straight up say it's like they don't have valid points. I want some valid points, not just random murmuring or just twisting the words like that. It's PvE, which I kinda just mentioned. They literally added a karma system and supposed to add one for PMC, meaning it's not PvP game. It's a PvEV something, sometimes P. That's what I'm saying too. Yeah, this game, you don't fight player that often. You only fight at the spawn point, kinda, and then at the extraction point, and in the middle of like questing point, I guess. But that's not like the majority part of your raid time. Majority part of your raid time is trying to survive, shooting at AI, and then looting, doing quest. That's the majority of the time, which is actually PvE. And you get to meet player. And I want to just say, I think it's a complete valid point that cheaters or rats, people don't want to play PvP. I know that you guys are gonna say, oh my god, there's not that many cheaters, not that many rats. Oh my god, the PvP is not that serious with cheaters. It depends on which cheaters you guys are talking about. I already mentioned it multiple times. It could be a cheater who just yoinks the loot and dip, or it could be a cheater who straight up just rage cheating and killing people. But again, this is just a game, so people can choose. Think if you don't have much time and if you want to play a game is supposed to be having fun. Fun is the base of the game. I know there are people who's gonna say, I want the torment, I want the pain, which sounds weird in my opinion. Maybe you're sadist. But anyways, game is for fun and enjoying their time, basically. And then people chose to play something they enjoy. And eliminating the chance of depression from cheaters or whatever the other things as much as possible is a good thing, in my opinion. Especially for the guys who's playing on the player side. Not thinking about the game's healthy condition or whatever, but on the player side, it's a good thing for them. So you might want to think about that if you are thinking that it's too excessive for like PvE players talking about cheaters. It's completely understandable. If I wasn't streaming or YouTubing, I would not be playing Tarkov in the first place, to be honest. Because Tarkov is not a mental healthy game. Especially if you don't have much time to play games. I can play games like crazy because I stream and make videos. But majority of the players are not like that. Oh yeah, this is the guy who said he has the same profile picture as the guy who said remove PVE. PVE should be something like SSF from PoE, no flee. I actually kind of agree on that because it would be more fun, in my opinion. But, well, the developers made the game like that. Only borders ETC. Should be a lot of harder, to be honest. And I hate PvE because a lack of players in PvP. Okay, it's kind of reasonable in my opinion. The lack of players in PvP, I completely understand PvP players are not liking this situation. Yes, I understand that. But, well, sadly, PvE removal is not gonna exactly directly solve his stress about the situation. PvP and PvE players just needs to stop fighting and just make out, or you can do what I'm doing and getting a 5-stack on PvE and doing a PvP raid where we all go to different areas of labs and play it normally, no raiding. This is actually an interesting opinion and I like it. It's a private server. He's talking about private server basically, which would be lovely in Tarkov. But BSG doesn't officially support it. I don't know if it's them being lazy or they just don't want to do it, or we already have kind of an option so they don't really care, I guess. Anyways, interesting. People don't seem to realize that removing PvE won't make the players come back to PvP. They'll just stop playing the game entirely. I agree. Not everyone, but large portion of them. Because large portion of them came back just because of PvE drop. Not because they're like, yeah. This one's pretty interesting too. I would never play PvE. I don't play games to kill bots, nor do I get enjoyment out of that. If it's only exclusively talking about Tarkov, I kinda understand it. But if it's talking about overall gaming, well, there's tons and crazy amount of single player games which are amazing. For instance, right now there's Megabonk or Silksong, Hollow Knight, which is challenging even though you're fighting just bots. And I'm hoping he's excluding those and just talking about Tarkov only. Because if it's not like that and people don't understand that part, I think they don't know gaming that much. Maybe they know about the PvP, but they don't know game, if you know what I mean. However, I feel PvE is a valuable part of the game and should stay and be built on. People enjoy PvE and I want people to enjoy Tarkov any way they want. Okay, valid point. Alright, let's check out TikTok for the last time. People gave PvE just because PvE players are having fun and they are not, simple as that. Well, I kinda agree, but it could be too like cutting to the conclusion only. We need more explanation. Kept running into cheaters, full on flying in the sky, teleporting. I was tired of it. Switched to PvE, no more cheaters, no more campers or sweaty tryhards. personally, in my experience, I haven't been seeing too many like flying in the sky or teleporting. It was pretty rampant on those like blatant rage cheaters a while ago, but not recently really. BSG has blocked a lot of those, but I bet they still exist. I'm not saying they are not there anymore. Yeah, I don't see it that much personally. PvP equals hackers, spawn rushers, exit campers, quest campers. How is this even fun? It can still be fun, I'll still say that, because those things exist in the game, but still there's good fights, there's fun fights, there's fun moments in PvP, fun interaction, like legitimate fights, awesome gunfights, awesome moments. I'm planning on picking up Tarkov up for the PvE. The PvP looks stressful and I don't need any more of that. See? Look at that. Just because of PvE, people are just picking up the game. There's a lot of people who's doing that, who has done that. Maybe I want to play a game and not die to every try to get light bulb. I can respect people who want PvE, but for me personally, I've always liked Tarkov for the PvP experience of it. Oh yeah, I agree. The PvP part of Tarkov is great. Like fighting with the player is great, it's fun. If like nothing unordinary happens. And since PvE has released, the wipes tend to die faster as there are just less players playing now. Yep, it is definitely like that right now, sadly. I tried PvE, but after thousands of hours PvE is kind of a cakewalk where the only time I feel stressed out or die is when I get nuked by one good old bird eye. It kind of sucks. As I said, I can respect the PvE players, but with wipes being so low on player count, I just found myself playing other games after the first few weeks. I think this guy sounds pretty legitimate. I think what he's saying, I can agree and feel what he's saying. I've been saying this for a while now. Guys, if you guys are sick and tired of Tarkov, please try out some other games. Don't look for Tarkov. I mean, you can still try to look for Tarkov alternatives, but there are too many players who's so deep into only Tarkov and they can't think out of Tarkov. I just hope you guys do that. It's just not good for your mental health. Your heart gets rotten if you keep playing only one game. If you play a game for 100 hours, it's just a great game. If you play a game for 10,000 hours, you just see all the defects, all the problems, all the issues of the game, and your heart just rots. Like, you will still love the game, maybe. There are some portion of the people, not majority of the people are like that, but those some portion of people will still know there's like hateful part of the game, and then it just kills you. It just like hurts you, in my opinion. Alright, there's like so many comments. I don't know. I was kind of thinking of like responding to like more comments as much as possible, but I'm kind of surprised. There's not only like, oh my god, PvP best, PvE best, remove PvP, remove PvE, remove Tarkov, remove. Like, not only that, there were a lot of people actually sharing opinions, but still, I don't. Except the ones I talked about earlier, about like I can kind of see the valid points why people hate PvE and why they want PvE removed. But I still think it's not fully valid, fully understandable. Yeah, I don't see like really good opinions from removing PvE or hating on PvE. Not that much. So my conclusion myself is it is what it is. If the game dies off on PvP side, it is what it is. People just need to move on and just play whatever they want and maybe play some other games, please. Like if you're sick and tired of Tarkov, or if you don't like the state of the Tarkov, just move on. I'll say it lastly. Overall, spending too much emotion on a game somebody else is playing something else, thinking that my game's dying because of it. Oh yeah, it's understandable, but kind of a stupid emotion consumption. Anyways guys, those are the comments that I've seen. If you guys have more opinions, do tell me in the comments. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys like these kind of contents, please leave a like. And also, if you want to check me out on live stream, check out Twitch and YouTube and Kickstream, where I would be playing Tarkov mostly still, especially whenever 1.0 drops or softcore drops. And I've been doing a lot of variety games, a lot of new extraction shooter games, or just completely different genre. I've been enjoying Sand a lot. I actually streamed for like 18 hours, so I'm pretty tired actually while making this video. So do tell me in the comments what do you think. Thank you for watching again. Do check me out on Twitch and YouTube and Kickstream. Bio link on the screen. And I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye guys.